Hey folks, and welcome to Subjective Thoughts. And our comic for today is Bog Bodies by Image. Now there is murder, blood, bodies, violence, gangs, maybe a little bit supernatural, some weird shit, and shooting. So, if you are in any way squeamish, you have been warned. Also, spoilers. Alright. Names. Hope I didn't miss any part. I really gotta start doing these more often. Alright, you know what, in this case, since everything's quite big, I'll just show you and you can read the names yourselves. Right there. That way I won't be botching anything. There we go. Hope you can see that well enough. Alright, things are a bit different. This time I'll be holding the comic. I can't find my other stand. So, my apologies. It might be a little bit shaky. Alright. Yeah, that's about... Yeah, alright. That's about it. It'll be a bit shaky this time, but I'll work on it. Alright, so, first thing, I got something wrong here. When I first showed this in the hall when I bought it, I think I bought this last year. Oh, it's been with me for a while until I read it. But yeah, I thought at first, because I'm a bit dumb, I thought it was Bog Bodies. Bug is an insect. That's how I read it. I didn't even look at it properly and see that that's an O, and not, that's an O and not a U. And then finally, when I started reading it yesterday, I was like, oh, so it's not bug, it's something else. Because I was reading the story and I was like, what does this have to do with insects? Then I looked at it again and I was like, okay, so it doesn't. So that's on me. I forgot what bog means, I think earth or something, something damp. I'll leave on the screen the description of what bog means, because I only read it once today and I already forgot. My bad. Yeah, so it means something else, and that does have something to do with the story. Alright, so this is written by Declan Shelby, and the art, well, you already see who the art by is. The Declan Shelby, he was advertising it on Instagram. I've been seeing it for a while, he showed pages of the art, he was advertising it, and I ended up buying it. It was before the plague shut down everything. We were in my comic shop, and I saw this. I was like, oh, that's Bog Bodies. And my dad said, come on, get it. You might not not get it later. So I bought it, and now finally I've got around to reading it. And it was, yeah. Well, anyway, the story is about this kid, Killian, but it starts with a news report of this girl missing. She went missing 4 days ago. They last seen her away from her job. I'll show you a few pages of the art right now, because, well, it is relatively new, so I don't think I can show you a lot. But yeah, this is that news report. We see the city. This is Dublin, which I think is in England, isn't it? And there's our main character, Killian, and that's, Keanu. Although I don't think, I think he's also named Keanu. I think like Keanu Reeves. I think this is how you write Keanu, isn't it? Right there. I don't remember how you spell Keanu. Anyway, this is Keanu, or maybe not. I'm probably mispronouncing it. But yeah, so there it is. There's the art. The art is well done, but it's so ugly to me. It's not, it's just personal taste. I find this art to be fucking ugly. It's just, ugh. I just couldn't with this. I was reading and not ignoring the art somewhat, because it's not a style I really like. I saw other stuff by the artist, which I liked a lot more, but this was just, yeah, not my thing. Not my thing at all. But other than that, it's well done. Skill-wise, I think. But style-wise, I really hate this. Not hate, but I really dislike it. But that's just personal taste. So yeah, then we continue on with Killian. He's being called by Keanu to, Keanu says he has a job for him. So, he goes with him. Okay, so Killian works for a gang. At least that's what you understand as you read the story. He works for a gang. He's called by Keanu to deliver. He's a delivery man. Which is, that basically he tells, we have a job to go throw a body away, which he has done many times before. So they go to this place where they usually dump the bodies. But when Killian opens the trunk, there's another gang member of theirs. I don't know what their gang is called, but their boss is called the Bishop. And he's about to shoot Killian, but Killian quickly closes the garage door, and he can't believe Keanu's going to do this, and he starts to run away. Killian. Keanu doesn't really want to kill him, but that's the job. Gary, that's the other gang member, he manages to shoot him in the leg. But I think it's just not a flash wound, but the bullet scratches his leg. It doesn't pierce through it, though, I think. Because he is capable of running and walking. I assume it wouldn't be too much if the bullet went in. Anyway, he runs into this bit of trees. It's like a little forest. And there he meets a girl. Oh, sorry. Cars. There he meets a girl called Neve. I'm probably botching her name. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but her name is Neve. And this is the girl that we hear about in the beginning of the story. She's the one who's gone missing. So he bumps across her in the forest. She looks half dead. She's missing an eye. First it kind of looks like maybe she's just, maybe one eye is closed, but it's missing. And she doesn't remember what happens to her. Killian's trying to help her. They go on to get out of the forest. But Gary and Keanu are waiting for them as they approach. Keanu forgot to turn off the headlights. So Killian sees that they're there and he tells her to turn around and run. Gary goes after them. He shoots Keanu again. And not Keanu. Honestly, Mr. Shelby, why so many names with K? I don't know, maybe it's a Dublin thing. Anyway, Killian, he shoots Killian, but I think it's another flesh wound, because Killian can still walk again after that. Which I'm assuming it'd be a bit difficult if he had a bullet in his leg. Anyways, he's about to shoot him fully, but then he falls because they're in a very damp area, and he falls off. And in this point, you realize that something is off about Neve, because he doesn't notice her. Now, his goal is to kill Keanu, Gary's goal, and not Keanu, Killian. His goal is to kill Killian. Not to mention Gary's own crazy motherfucker, I'll tell you that much. But he doesn't even acknowledge Niv. He doesn't even look at her or say, like, you know, who the fuck are you? He just seems to completely not see her. But we see that she's helping Gary. We see that she's helping Killian get up. So it's kind of like, well, what the hell? How did he just ignore her completely? Anyway, Neve and Killian keep running until keep walking until they see a light. They go in, and it's an old little hut, a cabin. And it's actually Keanu's aunt that he's been telling Killian about quite often. They actually dump all the people they kill and in a graveyard near her house, because she lives in the middle of, well, not in the middle of nowhere, but there's really no one around there. So they go in, she offers them tea. It looks like she herself is a little bit mad or insane. She talks, you know, I'm sorry it's so crowded in here, but there's no one in the cabin besides her, Neve, and Killian. Well, Neve and Killian have a fight. She tells him things have gotten worse for me since I've bumped into you. Because he obviously hasn't told her everything from the beginning when they met like half an hour ago. So she tells him, I'm staying the hell away from you, and she leaves the cabin. And then she, some reason, goes to the graveyard that's behind. And then she sees the light of a car, which is Keanu coming. Keanu goes in. He starts talking to Killian. Anyway, we find out that Killian fucked up real bad. Because suddenly his aunt goes in the room again. Keanu's distracted, and Killian tries to, for some reason, run again. Even though there's really nowhere for him to run. Then Keanu goes outside and asks, you know, where are you running? Anyway, in that moment we find out that Killian was supposed to kill a girl. Supposed to kidnap a girl and to kill her, and he killed the wrong girl. And this is why they are going to kill him. They have to get rid of loose ends. Not loose ends, but they have to cover it up, or else it'll lead back to them. Killian's dad was apparently this big criminal too. Keanu's still hesitating to kill Killian. And in this moment, it seems like that the girl he killed is Neve. Because it looks like this fuck up was recent. As Keanu confirms when he says, where was this attitude of, I don't want to kill anyone anymore, a few days ago. Because there's a moment where Keanu says, you know, why don't you kill me, take the car, and run off? If you go to this other place, they won't touch you there. Also, you might show the bishop you have some balls. Anyway, yeah, he fucked up. Then Gary appears. They do some shit talking. And then Gary shoots him in the eye. Which Keanu says, why? We were going to make this look like a suicide. But they can't anymore because they already shot him in the leg. And it's going to look a bit weird, of course, as a suicide. Gary tells Keanu to put the body in the trunk. Before that, the aunt comes out again and scares the shit out of him. Kind of like her. And as she goes back in, she says, we won't make a peep. And then you see that there are more people in the cabin. And it's quite obvious that they're ghosts. She's the only one who sees them. Anyway, back to Killian. He's put in the trunk. And then Gary shoots Keanu, killing him too, saying to tie up loose ends. And then he just drives off with Killian's body. I think this is called Bog Bodies because Killian asks Keanu not to leave him there, to bury him like they bury the rest of the bodies. Because once when he was little, his mom took him to the museum, and he saw bodies that had been buried in mud and everything, and how they looked, and that scared him. Okay. Anyway, there was that. Then we see Neve, and the aunt tells her, it's okay, love, you can go home now. And then she goes to the cemetery and lies down near a grave, which I presume is probably her gravestone. And then the panels start to, well, it's like in the movie, the end. The panels, you know, it gets bigger and bigger, and that's it. That's the end. So, yeah. That's about what happens. I'm gonna put this down now. Oh, it's a bit It's been hard holding it for this long. So this was very... I mean, it was okay. It kept my interest. I did want to see what might happen. But other than that, I feel like, I don't know, did I miss something? Because it leaves so many questions open. Like, was Killian able to see ghosts? Obviously not, since he only seen Neve. So, does that mean Neve was haunting him? He was talking about, I wanted to do one last good thing. What was the one last good thing he was going to do? Was that helping Neve get out of the forest? Was that the last good thing? What was he talking about? Did he realize Neve was a ghost? Because she was obviously dead. She didn't seem to really remember it, but kind of looks like towards the end she might have, because she touches her head and she sees there's blood on her fingers. I mean, well, obviously the aunt could see ghosts. Killian could see Neve. I think the aunt also knew Neve was a ghost. But how did Killian see her then? Did he just see her because he was about to die? Is that the reason, or was she haunting him because he's the one who killed her? Because he killed her by mistake. He was supposed to kill another girl. But he... Which, okay, what I didn't understand there, how did he make a mistake? Wasn't he going to get a photo of this girl he was supposed to kill? I mean, I'd reckon in this case the description isn't good enough, right? You need a photo of the victim. I mean, I don't know, I would give a photo. I mean, granted, maybe don't let the person keep the photo, but at least let them have a good look at it. Because giving him a description, yeah, just kidnap and kill this brunette girl. She's about a medium height and skinny. That description could fit a lot of women. It's not exactly a practical thing to do. Well, I suppose then we wouldn't have a story now, would we? No, but it's just, well, what was this supposed to be? Was this supposed to be, it says it's a crime book. There was crime, but did they just add something supernatural to it? Is what I'm trying to understand. And if so, because this is a contained story, at least for now anyway, because it doesn't say Bog Bodies 1. It's just... So I meant to understand this is one contained story. They're not planning to do a sequel. But even so, what was the supernatural stuff? I mean, I get it, some stories end ambiguously and things like that, but I just don't understand what was the point of this. They could have honestly taken Nim out of the story, not shown her, just talk about her in the beginning, or hell, they could have taken away the first part with the news reporting and the story wouldn't really change much. Sure, it'd be more Killian wandering out on his own, because, because Nim's the one that, or Niv, she's the one who points to that direction that they should go in, but the same vein, he could have decided to go that direction himself. So that's not really... Like, what was like, there was no point. You could have taken the whole supernatural stuff out of it and made it a crime story where people in a gang get rid of a gang member who fucked up. Which might just, you know, be... I don't know, this is the summary of the story. Because it says here on the back, like, you got all these reviews, like, full of character and pain and relentless fate. Bog Bodies is a top affiliate crime book, managing to be brutal and vulnerable and funny as hell all at the same time. I mean, am I missing something? Did I miss something when I read this? I mean, there were some maybe funny bits in here, but what was brutal and vulnerable about it? I mean, sure, it's... To be fair, maybe I'm just desensitized to this stuff. I mean, I read stuff with brutal violence and shit, but... I don't know, I don't understand. What was the point of the supernatural stuff in here if they weren't gonna use it? I mean, I would understand it more if Neve started hunting Killian as a ghost and things like that. She kept hunting him until the gang members decided to kill him. But But then, how did she manage to help him get up? Is she tangible? I mean, I just wish we understand more how ghosts worked in this story. But we don't. We just get this story which didn't need any supernatural elements to it. You could have taken them out and it would just have been a hit story. Well, not a hit story, but a story where Killian just, you know, they kill him. And that's it. I don't know, maybe it's just me. I mean, I didn't feel that much towards Killian at all, quite frankly. I mean, I did hate Gary a little bit. Yeah, he's one fucking asshole. But that's it. I didn't feel sorry or bad or anything for him. Nor for Keanu. I didn't particularly care that much. I was just reading it along. Which I don't know, I mean, I guess the whole thing is to care, but I don't know, I just don't understand what was brutal here and vulnerable. It seemed just like a gang hit story and, well, gang members killing off their own member because he screwed up. That's like about it. I don't know. Maybe I just don't understand the genre. Maybe I'm missing something. To me, it just seemed like, that's it. Just a story about a gang killing off one of their own for fucking up. And then you had a little supernatural sprinkled in there for I don't know what purpose. Because what could they do with this? Maybe they could make a prequel to this where you see how Killian killed Niv, but I don't know what that would do much. Because obviously she didn't remember dying or didn't realize she was dead. In that case, how did she appear in that forest? Did her spirit just roam around? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it was an okay read. I can't say I found it boring, but I can't say I enjoyed it that much either, or that I'm gonna reread it again. This is one of those where one read was enough for me. I'm not really gonna reread it. Well, we'll see. Maybe they'll do some more for this. Maybe this is the first one, and they'll just have another story. Or maybe it's just a one and done. I don't know. Yeah, it was fine enough, I suppose. Again, I didn't like the art. Personal taste, though. Yeah, that's about it. It's just when I first heard of this, I thought bug bodies, you know, like insects. I kind of imagined there would be something else. I remember when I flipped through it the first time, I imagined, I think, a completely different story because I didn't look at it too much. But, anyway, it is what it is, I suppose. I gave it 2 stars. It's, you know, I guess if you like crime and stuff, you might enjoy this one, I suppose. Alright, folks, so, that is it. Let me know if you read this one, what do you think about it? And, you know, yeah, check it out for yourselves. Declan Shelby actually has another, graphic novel I might, check out. He wrote this one, before this one, so we'll see. Alright, folks, so that is it. Now remember, collect what you're passionate about and share it on YouTube. Bye!